Iran's deadline has ended and the United States blockade in the entire Strait of Hormuz is in effect. The move is naturally sent to send shockwaves across the entire energy market, and this is something that all global powers, including India, are watching very, very closely. Donald Trump has already issued a big warning to the Iranians just before the blockade came into effect. And we have some breaking updates coming in at this point in time. In fact, a reaction has come from former U.S. Navy commander who seems to have blasted Trump over his actions, especially in Iran and also around the Strait of Hormuz. He has warned of major oil shock. He has said no one at White House, it seems, is thinking right now. We're talking about Malcolm Nance. He is former U.S. Navy chief who has put out this post on X saying, next up, the Houthis will announce they are going to blockade the Bab al-Mandab and force all shipping to go around South Africa. Once again, price of oil is going to skyrocket as it can send Saudi Arabia's bypass to Asia from Yanbu. So he has warned of the possible implication of what Trump is doing around the Strait of Hormuz right now. No one at the White House, he says, is thinking this through because no one in the White House is capable of thinking. So a direct attack coming in on Trump and his team in the White House right now. Let's also tell you what else is happening. Now, viewers, it is day 46 of the Iran war. And after Trump's warning, President Trump has said that U.S. military has begun a blockade of all Iranian ports and coastal areas. And Iran responded with threats on ports in the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. Trump had vowed earlier to block the Strait of Hormuz completely. The threats follow the failure in talks in Islamabad over the weekend to reach a peace agreement between the U.S. and Iran with Pakistani mediators. China, on the other hand, has issued a sharp warning as well to the United States of America amid rising tensions over the Strait of Hormuz. Beijing says its ships are continuing to move in and out of the Strait of Hormuz despite the ongoing blockade. China has made it absolutely clear that it has existing trade agreements with Iran and will honor those deals without any kind of a compromise. In a strong message, China has also warned against any interference in its dealings with Iran. Listen in to this reaction from U.S. President Donald Trump.
We can't let a country blackmail or extort the world, because that's what they're doing. They're really blackmailing the world. We're not going to let that happen. And, you know, the amazing thing is can you believe this? We don't use the Strait. We don't need the Strait. We have our own oil and gas, much more than we need. We have more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia. Think of this. We produce more. Saudi Arabia and add Russia to it. Many ships are heading to our country right now as we speak to load up with the best. We've been called this morning by the right people, the appropriate people, and they want to work a deal. They would like to work a deal.
Is it your anticipation, Mr. President, that other countries will assist in this effort to blockade Iran and those specific...
Yeah, other countries are going to also.
Which countries, sir?
We don't need other countries, frankly, but they've offered the services. We'll let it be known probably tomorrow.
Has the blockade started, sir?
Yeah, it started 10 o'clock.
And we have some more updates coming in. Reports are suggesting Chinese tankers are seen near the Strait of Hormuz. These ships are moving despite U.S. blockade that already is in place right now. And Chinese tanker Rich Starry is in focus right now. Earlier, China has warned U.S. against any kind of interference. Remember, China had said Hormuz is open for global shipping. Let's go across to my colleague Rishabh, who is joining us live right now for more on this. Rishabh, now, China is extremely important to Iran because around 82% of Iranian oil actually goes to China. So what do we make of what we have heard so far and what's really happening? Because even though Trump's blockade is in place around the Strait of Hormuz, there is no problem with Chinese vessels, it seems.
Well, we need to understand something, that China has never adhered to the unilateral sanctions that have come from the United States, be it on Russia, be it on Venezuela, be it on Cuba, or for that matter, Iran as well. In 2019, when there were secondary sanctions that were imposed unilaterally by United States on Iran, countries like India and many in Asia stopped purchasing oil from Iran. But China continued for a fact that today 82% of Iranian oil goes to China. And that has helped China to create the whole air defense system, the ballistic missile system, the way they have fought in the last 40 days, the 40 days of active war that we have seen. One could only imagine it wasn't Iran, isolated Iran. It was very well barter system between China and Iran. We provide you oil, you provide us technology and raw material for our ballistic missile program for that matter. Now that there is a blockade, China says do not do that because we have a 30-year bilateral agreement with Iran and we will continue to purchase our oil from Iran, for which our ships will go in Iranian ports, will come out of Iranian ports, and dare you touch our ships in Strait of Hormuz. So while there is a second blockade that has been put by United States near Strait of Hormuz, China says that you cannot interfere in a bilateral relationship. Also, this comes just weeks before Xi Jinping and Donald Trump is scheduled to meet in Beijing itself in the month of May. So can US jeopardize that meeting? No, because for the trade, for countering Russia as well, US needs Beijing to be in their good books or be in Beijing's good book, because US has learned it hard way that Putin might be tamed or might be brought to table only if China pushes for it. Because when it comes to Iran, remember, it wasn't Pakistan that persuaded Iran. It was China that persuaded Iran. So China is very important. And now, by sending this ship, the Starify, the ship that we are seeing, it is very clear that China wants to showcase that in this region, I'm the boss, do not touch with me.
Right. Rishabh, thank you very much for the moment for joining us with all of those details. Let's also tell our viewers a little bit about how the world is really reacting to Trump's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Now, remember, viewers, now there is a blockade that has been in place around the Strait of Hormuz. US Navy is not likely to allow the ships that are emerging from the port of Iran, from any port of Iran, or want to go back to it. And here's how the world has reacted to it. Let's get you first the reaction from the United Kingdom. British PM has said the focus should be on keeping the Strait of Hormuz open. Australia also has ruled out, in fact, joining the US blockade. Remember, earlier also several leaders from Europe specifically had said that it's not their war, so they were not really joining Trump in his efforts. Then from Spain, also we've got a reaction, veto NATO operation targeting the Strait of Hormuz. Spain also is not aligned with what American President Trump is doing in Iran and across in Strait of Hormuz as well. Now, China has, on the other hand, viewers, issued a sharp warning. And according to reports, China has made it very clear that our ships are moving in and out of Hormuz. And, this is an important update. We have trade agreements with Iran, and China has said that it will honor the trade deals that are already there with Iran at this point in time. A clear warning to US President Donald Trump that America should not interfere in the matters of China with Iran specifically. We have some more breaking inputs emerging right now as far as the situation in West Asia is concerned. US sanctioned tankers passing the Strait of Hormuz despite blockade. News reports are suggesting that a Chinese tanker sanctioned by Washington has crossed the Strait of Hormuz despite a US blockade on the waterway. The reports are suggesting, citing actually the data from LSEG, Marine Traffic and Kepler, and the tanker is actually Rich Starry. Reports are saying that it was the first one to make it through the strait and to exit the Gulf since the blockade began. The tanker and its owner, in fact, were previously sanctioned by America for dealing with Iran. The tanker loaded its cargo at its last port of call in UAE. Reports are also suggesting that another US-sanctioned tanker is heading into the Strait of Hormuz today and is expected to load crude oil in Iraq on 16th of April. The vessel, earlier known as MKA, has transported Russian and Iranian oil. This is the latest update that we are getting for you. Maritime tensions are continuing across the Strait of Hormuz. Despite that, there are two important developments that have taken place. One, of course, that U.S. sanctioned tankers are passing the Strait of Hormuz despite blockade. One is a Chinese tanker that was sanctioned by Washington. It has, come out of the Strait of Hormuz despite the U.S. blockade. And we are learning that this tanker called as Rich Starry was the first one to cross the Strait of Hormuz and to exit the Gulf since the blockade began. The tanker and its owner, in fact, were previously sanctioned by the U.S. for dealing with Iran. Now, China and Iran, have got several agreements in place. China is one of the biggest buyers of the Iranian oil. At one point in time, even India used to rely on Iranian oil. But over the last few years, we have seen China's reliance on Iranian oil really going up. And now, two tankers, one has already crossed, and the second one is also likely to cross the Strait of Hormuz after loading oil from Iraq, in fact, on 16th of April. This is the update that we are getting for you. Let's also, viewers, explain to you the U.S. Navy blockade that currently is in place. It is being monitored by American warships. At least 15+ warships are monitoring it, and these include USS Frank E. Peterson as well as USS Michael Murphy. So, this is an important update. US is monitoring the entire area around Strait of Hormuz very, very closely. US forces have been asked to intercept vessels entering or exiting the Strait of Hormuz. Now, entire coastline of Iran is actually the area that's being monitored right now. The key focus is Kharg Island, Iran's economic lifeline. Another important area that's the key focus is Bandar Abbas, that's major port for Iran. And also you've got another port that is Chabahar, which is Iran's only oceanic port. So all of these are the key focus areas right now as far as this blockade is concerned. But there is freedom of navigation as well. Now, freedom of navigation is basically for vessels transiting Hormuz to or from non-Iranian ports. Now, this is an important update. Maybe this is the reason why the Chinese tankers were given a smooth passage via the Strait of Hormuz, because vessels that are transiting Hormuz to or from non-Iranian ports, now they have a freedom of navigation. The problem is going to be basically for vessels or tankers that are either coming from an Iranian port or are on their way to the Iranian port. And viewers, now after failed talks in Islamabad, the new round of negotiations between the US and Iran may be held later this week, before the 2-week ceasefire really comes to an end. According to US media reports, US President Donald Trump has shown some kind of willingness to resume in-person negotiations soon if he believes Tehran is ready to submit to its demands. Now, Geneva is a possible venue for the second round of talks. This is what we have learned. But the question really is that will Iran agree? Now, this is something that the American media is reporting right now. This is something that Donald Trump is planning. But will Tehran agree? That remains to be seen. Now, 2.0, peace talks 2.0, it seems, are on the cards. Let's tell you what happened in Islamabad specifically. The talks went on for about 21 long hours between delegations from United States of America and Iran. Talks were highest level engagement since 1979. The deadlock persisted as key issues remained absolutely unresolved. And this was the first time both sides came face to face. Then why talks failed? Now, that's another important aspect. US demanded a halt to uranium enrichment by Iran. Iran demanded sanctions relief, and that's where the talks really failed. Disputes were there over the nuclear program and, of course, the Strait of Hormuz. The question is what happens next. We have learned that there is a possibility of round 2 of the peace talks between US and Iran. Both sides have actually left the door open for dialogue. Now, fresh in-person talks are being considered right now. This is as per reports. No official word, though, has come from Iran on this particular issue. What's the timing that we are looking at? It could happen before the ceasefire deadline ends. Remember, the ceasefire is in place for 2 weeks, and we don't really have a lot of time before the last day arrives. So before that, there is a possibility of peace talks round 2. Now, what's the likely venue? Now, Geneva is what we have learned as per reports. Now, the question is, what can be expected? If we do see these, the second round of peace talks, no immediate breakthrough, possible interim or a partial deal is what we can really expect from round 2 of peace talks. High stakes diplomacy before ceasefire expiry. And if this continues, there still be hope among people across the world, because this war is impacting each and every country on the planet, especially those that are dependent on the Middle East for their energy supplies. More breaking inputs coming in right now. US and Iran have left the door open to dialogue after tense Islamabad talks. This is the update that we are getting for you after a sleepless and a tense night in Islamabad. Iranian and US officials ended their highest level talks in decades without a breakthrough. But sources are suggesting, as per reports, that dialogue is still alive. Negotiations could still continue. There is still hope. There is still room for negotiations. The weekend meeting to resolve the conflict between the US and Iran held 4 days after last Tuesday's ceasefire announcement. And this was the first direct encounter between American and Iranian officials in more than a decade, and the most senior engagement since Iran's 1979 Islamic Revolution. So this is the latest coming in via reports. No deal, but the diplomatic process is continuing. Several sources in the reports that we are citing are suggesting that there could be more discussions. It is not a complete breakdown as far as talks are concerned, possibilities are concerned of some kind of an agreement going forward between both the sides. Remember, in Islamabad, it was a 21-hour-long discussion that took place. Despite that, nothing concrete really came out. Now, viewers, after failed peace talks in Pakistan, direct negotiations between Israel and Lebanon are scheduled to begin today at the US State Department. Delegations will meet to discuss ceasefire conditions, and if they agree on conditions for a ceasefire, negotiations will go ahead at a later date and time.